Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to talk you through my August new releases, and we have a few books lined up for you today that I'm very excited about. So let's kick it off. The first one is Lord of Secrets with Breanna Teintze. So this book is a wizard's sort of sorcery book. I think this is going to have a magic system because this wizard called Corcoran Grey is a outlaw, no friends, no hope for a prosperous future. The one heartfelt thing that he has is his grandfather, who appears to be imprisoned by this tyrannical overlord system, guild kind of society, and he is trying to see if he can set him free. So looking at this book, I think it's going to be a questy sort of find the secret, I don't know, grimoire or spell, or maybe even a power within himself to actually free his grandfather. So that is what I think this story is going to be about, to actually free his grandfather. So there is a person literally dropping in his lap bricks who he first thinks is a nuisance, but then realizes could be a key to his success. So I can sniff out some betrayal maybe here. Maybe Bricks is some sort of friend or well, some sort of has some connection to this tyrannical society that he can use. I'm not sure. But they need to find an underground temple to unlock something, and Corcoran Grey finds some sort of magic within himself that he can change the nature of life and death. So that is sort of the roundup of this book, and I can't wait to read it. It sounds really interesting. And so yes, please check out this book by Breanna Teintze and connect, and yeah, check out if this is something that you would enjoy. So next up for you, with the same release date as the Lord of Secrets, so the 8th of August, I also have for you Blood of an Exile. So this, as you can see on the cover, seems to be some sort of dragon story, and this is about Koshed, who lives in a kingdom where he attempts to kill or assassin a fellow noble. So he gets sentenced to death, and if he doesn't want to accept his sentence, he can also agree to go and kill dragons, which in a sense would help the kingdom, and no one really would believe that he would come out from that alive anyway. So so this is sort of really a way of killing him, but also making some use of him. But as skilled as he seems to be, he then becomes a very known dragon slayer. So it sort of turns on its head on the king, and then but even though he does have some success in this, his fellow countrymen doesn't seem to really accept the fact that he's doing really well, and I don't know, maybe this noble person was really popular, and they don't really want to accept him, and he's still sentenced, he's still sort of outlawed and cursed and all of that. So he doesn't get away with his tag of being doomed, even though he is successful in his dragon slayer activities. So the king then comes up with this another way of then pardon him, which is that he can kill the king in a foreign monarch, and sort of I suppose bring on more power and land for his king. So that is what he sort of needs to do. The problem is that Kershad is not interested in any kingdoms, and you know, I suppose he has lost faith in everything at this stage. So he doesn't really, he's not bothered until he hears about that he can save this innocent child, and maybe also many people of Terra, which seems to be the sort of kingdom that he is in. So that is what I know of this book. It does sound really interesting on how he's gonna survive, and you know, I could read about the battles that he's having with the dragons, yeah. So this is Blood of an Exile by Naslund, and this is also released on the 8th of August, so I can't wait for that one. Then we can jump on to our next one. So this one is Wishful Thinking by Helen Harper, and this is about a woman called Saffron Sawyer, and she is a practitioner, a magician. She goes to school, she works on her spell one per day to with her wish to get into the office of fairy godmothers, but then she realizes that it's a ploy that she's hired or gets into this academy or office, and her colleague starts disappearing. So it's, I suppose it's sort of a magical crime sort of thriller, maybe a bit of romance as well, because she's teaming up with a handsome devil's advocate, and I suppose they together would be solving who is behind all these kidnappings, and if this kidnapping means death or disappearance or what it is. And obviously she does not want to be the next victim, so it seems to be a story evolving around a mystery and sort of a detective to find clues about how to resolve where they've gone, these other fairies. So yeah, that sounds really interesting as well. So Wishful Thinking with Helen Harper, this is coming out the 26th of August, and if you like this type of book as well, you can connect with her on her social media, and we are now going to as well jump on to our next book for August, which is G.A. Aiken. So this one is my next pick. So this is the Blacksmith Queen. So this is about a blacksmith called Keely, and she thinks that war is good for business because apparently there's a prophecy about this son or this person that will rise up and actually take the throne, which the king's son, who has the birthright of being the next king, does not like. So yeah, so war is unquestionable, I suppose, and then Keely finds that that's really good for business for a blacksmith to make swords and all sorts of weapons, but then she realizes that the prophecy might be pointing to her sister's direction, Beatrix, and then it's not about making money and swords anymore, it's about protecting her family and her sister. But she doesn't have to do this alone. Apparently there is a rough type of warriors that is coming to her aid, and there is a rough sort of warrior guy called Cade, and he is going to help her and seems to be respecting her, and also that they might stay together for longer than the prophecy have envisaged. So this is sort of what I get from the blurb, and it sounds quite interesting as well. And I suppose this book, which I would guess that this book will take you through maybe a family sort of environment where they're trying to maybe have some reasons to come together and run or fight, and also to avoid or go head on into a war. So yeah, this sounds really interesting, by K.A. Aiken, and this one is going to be released on the 27th of August, so watch out for the Blacksmith Queen. Okay, then we have our next pick of this video, which is going to be Sapphire Flame by Ilona Andrews. So this is about Caitlin Baylor, and she is the prime of a house. She is very powerful a witch or magician, and she have always kept a low profile. She doesn't really want to use her powers in public and for political reasons, what it seems. But when her friend and her friend's mother and sister gets murdered, she jeopardizes all her reputation to be able to help her friend to find out more about this murder. So already here it sounds very exciting, a chase of catching a killer from someone who is very powerful and never normally interferes in these magical dilemmas, but now decides to take up this chase. So to be able to come closer to the case, she is in a line of her investigation that leads her to her childhood crush, Alessandro Segrado. And I think this is going to be a case of he's evil and maybe a bad guy in this situation, but she, I don't know, maybe gets drawn to him in a way that she shouldn't, but can't help herself. Maybe there's some trust issues, but also, you know, they've known each other since they were very young. So this case seems to be able to cost her both her heart and her house. So there's a lot at stake, what it seems. And yeah, so I believe this story is going to be interesting because it's about a bit of romance to a bad guy, and you know, she's probably going to be very resistant to using her magic, even though she now knows she has to be able to help her friend. But it could be problematic, but still very sort of essential battle as well. So yeah, so this sounds really interesting. So Ilona Andrews, if you haven't already connected with her, if you like this sort of book, please do so. Sapphire Flame will be out on the 27th of August, so check out this book as well. Now, my next book is a Fairest Game. So this book, I was immediately hooked to it when I saw it, because this one is about Selena Pierce, who seems to live in a peaceful life in Avalon. She doesn't know that she is anything other than a normal human, and then she meets this gorgeous Julianne and gets swept away on a date and unfortunately pulled through a magical portal into an underworld where half-blood face, which she apparently is, as well as Julianne, she's chosen to be, that's why Julianne has got her, she's chosen to be fighting in this fairy game, because apparently it seems to be an entertainment or a game that fairies have of half-blood fairies, and so it's like a gladiator sort of arena, I suppose, not maybe with swords and weapons, but with magic, or maybe both, I'm not sure. You know, in this competition is do or die. So if you win your freedom, and if you die, you die, I suppose. And yeah, so this sounds like she is in a lot of trouble. It seems like she is someone she didn't knew she was in the beginning, and she needs to. So I think a part of the book is her finding her way and her powers, and maybe how they're failing her, as well as this poor Julianne, who is also in this competition, might protect her or try to kill her, or maybe it's a bit of backstabbing or just love, I'm not sure. But yeah, it sounds a little bit like Hunger Games, which you know I rated really well because I really like that series, and a little bit of maybe violence and love and magic. What can be better? So this one is my final book for this new releases video. So the Fairest Game by Madow is going to be released on the 30th of August, so don't miss out on that one. And obviously all the authors that I've been mentioning, if you find that any of this book seems interesting to you, don't hesitate to check out their social media profile and connect with them as well. So let me wrap this up for you. So first we had The Lord of Secrets with Breanna Teintze. I think maybe that's not how you pronounce it. I'm really sorry for that if it's not. But that book will be coming out on the 8th of August. And then we had as well the Blood of an Exile by Brian Naslund. That will also come out on the 8th of August. And the next one that was picked for this month is Wishful Thinking by Helen Harper, and that one will be coming out on the 26th of August. Then we have the Blacksmith Queen by G.A. Aiken, that will be coming out on the 27th of August. And on the same date as well, we will be having Ilona with Sapphire Flame. And last but not least, we have the Faerie Game by Madow. So that one will be coming out on the 30th of August. So I hope you find some or any or all of these books very interesting, and that you will be picking them up as they are released. And if you like this video, or you have later on read this book, or you're interested in books, or have any comments about these books, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and as always, I wish you a very good day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!